Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video, hopefully, we're going to be able to build 9 teams. It is a flipping lot of teams to build, I tell you now. We do have a number of different options, but not all of them are fantastic. And we're just going to go through the teams that I like to build, or the units that I like to build around as well. So first things first, what I like to do when I build these teams is I like to jump into the new units, so specifically in the reverse order in which they came out. So for example, we've got team 1 built around Arthur, team 2 built around Elisha, and team 3 will be built around Gaia. Now what I like to do then is pair up units. So specifically what we want is we want to find units within a particular synergy that I've invested in via the Hope Tree, and I want to, this is what my building process is. I like to combine those units on the same team. So first things first, I've invested very heavily in Mystifiers, and I've invested very heavily in Dooms as well. So we're looking for pairs within the Mystifiers and the Dooms team as well, outside of these first three, effectively. So first things first, let's go ahead and pick Mystifiers. So I think a good starting pair would be Talos and Dullahan, both reasonably readily available and very good for survivability. These two I find very often the last two units standing on a team, especially in sort of a full Monarch team, which is what we'll go for here. Now, I've also invested heavily in Dooms, and I think that there is an excellent pair within the Doom synergy that is reasonably overlooked, and it is these two, so Athena and Helios. So building around these two can be quite good, considering they both share the Enchanters synergy. You see where I'm going with this? What we look for is we look for units within the particular synergies that we've invested in. So for me, it is Dooms, it is Glorians, it is Ethereals, and it is Mystifiers as well. So I'm going to be putting units that I think work very well together on those teams. So we've got up to 5 teams so far that we want to, we found units to build around. Now we've already got a number of different, units within here. So for example, I'm going to need more Mystifiers for Gaia, I'm going to need more Ethereals for Elisha, and I will need more Dooms for Arthur. So those units are kind of off limits. What I will be doing, I think these two, Wukong and Karnak, a very solid pair indeed. Both protectors. Karnak provides healing and Wukong provides damage. So we'll stick them on a team together. Now we have reasonably limited choices when it comes to moving forward, but we do have, fortunately, we have the Glorians team here. What I like to do is I like to fill out these teams with Glorians, or at least I do this season, which is why I've not selected any of the units on the Glorians synergy, just because I don't want to, effectively, I don't want to, here we go, I don't want to use up those Glorians because I need to fill the space out later. But these three, I don't have proof of Avengers. Let me just show you what I've invested in Avengers. I do have a video on my Hope Tree. If you want to go and check that out, I've not changed it since, so it's all still relevant information. The only thing I didn't really invest in is Grace of Astrals, and I didn't get the proof of Avengers. But I think these three are absolutely fine to work together on a single team. Or in fact, what you can do, if you play things smartly, you could use one of these combinations of units here, and you could add the Phantoms onto that team as well. So just something to keep in mind. What I'll do is I'll pop these two in, Mavis and Aphrodite as well, because they both share that Monarch link. That might be worth it to pair them up with other monarchs, potentially. But we do need a third Avenger on that team. So we'll just see what units we have left over. Now, bear with me. The only team I've not really selected is Valianters. So what I'm going to do is build a Valianters team. Now, what you can do, you compare these two together. If you have proof of Valianters, I do not. So we're going to need a third Valianter in here. They are both monarchs, so we could pair them up together. What I do like to do, though, Elmer, Atrops, and Hades as well. So we have we have Atrops in the middle, pop Hades over here, and have Elmer on this front slot, and that'll give us the Soul Eater synergy. Now I have also started to invest in Valianters as well, as you can see. I've pumped enough into Graysome Enigmas, and I've got level 5 Soul Eater as well. So hopefully Atrops will survive. The best way to ensure that this team doesn't get banished or stolen or anything like that would be to pop Glorians on that team as well. So we'll go that. And what I like to do is build a particularly strong team for this end slot. Now what I try to do is I try to pop Dooms on there. I try to pop Mistfires on there. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to say, well, these are the units I've got left over. I'll put them in slot 9 or in team slot 9. The reason that I don't like doing that is because most of the time, it is actually quite frequent that you rely on this 9th slot team in order to win. Bear with me. Sorry about that. As I was saying, yeah, you don't want to rely on this. You don't want to not rely on this 9th slot. Most of the time, it will come to 4-4 in matches. And what you don't want is this, 9th team coming all higgledy-piggledy. So what I mean by that is something along like these lines. You don't want a team that looks like this at the very end, all of your leftover units. You want a strong, coherent team. Now, you might lose before this point, but that's absolutely fine. At least you've given yourself the chance to not fail on this 9th slot. So, what do I think is the strongest team in the game at the moment? Well, I'm not going to pop the strongest team on here, but I am going to pop a relatively strong team in this slot. So, we want Mystifiers, and I want two DD units. So, we'll go with these two. And then after that, for me, the most logical choice is to go Ethereals as well. And the reason for that is so that you don't get banished. Now, who do I think you should go with for this final slot here? Well, honestly, I think it should be a Glorian. Sorry about that. Something moved in my... I'm restoring an old playhouse or a doll's house, and stuff keeps moving inside of it. I've seen the documentary The Borrowers and the artist illustration of it. Weird. Anyway, sorry. Yes, I think that you need another striker in this team. Potentially, you can go with Gloria or any of the other units that you might have. Even Clotho might be an excellent choice for this. Don't sleep on Clotho. She's got the Celestial Synergy. She's a Glorian and a striker. And her talents here. Some of the ally heals 2 ally with the highest attack. And this one, after Clotho heals an ally unit, the healed unit gains 1 stack of heal rate boost as well. So yeah, good healer, but not one that I'm willing to put in this team. So we are going to go with Gloria because we do have other options. This looks absolutely fine. I think we can trade Catherine and Gloria because Catherine's going to attack more. And then what we want to do is pick out our relics first things first. So we will go with... I think we're going to go with you, and then you. Now, relics are also very important when it comes to team building. And what I mean by this is you can build all of the teams that you want, but if you don't have the corresponding relics or you don't have enough of the corresponding relics, then your team is more than likely going to fail. So what we need to do now, now that we've picked out our core units that we're going to be effectively building around, we want to choose correct relics for those units. The reason that I've gone with these here, by the way, is just because they're still reliable and they do get the job done. So first things first, we're building around Arthur. So we're going to build a Dooms team. What we want to do is we want to try and get as many of these dual combinations as possible. So on this one, for example, looks like Dooms and Dooms and Avengers, but there doesn't seem to be any other Dooms and Avengers relics, which is a shame, unfortunately. There's Dooms and Glorians, Dooms and Dooms and Ethereals, and then Dooms and Ethereals, and Dooms and Ethereals. So it looks like we're going to build a Dooms and Ethereals team. Now, bear with me. We'll pop you in, and then we'll pop you in as well. So we'll go with increased HP. Now, what do I recommend building around? So, honestly, I recommend building around the Phantom synergy. For Dooms specifically, I've seen Chrono Mirage's video. I've had discussions with Glasnost, and from my own personal experience, Arthur just dies at any chance he gets. Any chance he gets, he goes down. I think it's because he doesn't have runes, and the devs have tested him with his runes active. It must be the case. They can't have tested him at lower stars. Otherwise, they would have removed him effectively. But who do we like with regards to Phantoms? Well, there's a couple of different options really with regards to Phantoms. So let's have a look in here. We can go for Avengers Phantoms, but I don't have proof of Avengers. So we would need 3 Avengers and we would need 2 Dooms. Now, that's not how I want things to work out, unfortunately. So, let's have a look at what other options we do have. We have Avengers, we can go with Elmer, and we can go with Marlena. Or we can go with, like, Narset and Janna. But I do want Narset, Janna, and Althea all on one team. So, potentially, what we're going to have to do is just substitute and just go full Dooms on this one. Because because there aren't too many Phantoms. If there were more Glorian Phantoms, I would snap that up right away. Or if there were more Ethereal Phantoms, there are 2, technically, Ethereal Phantoms in the form of Brutus, but I don't want to be putting Brutus on Team 1, Slot 1, because I think he's just going to die, unfortunately. And we don't particularly want the dodge mechanic either, if that makes sense. Now, I think this should be absolutely fine, but let's go ahead and add in our reflect damage here. So increase the attack of all Dooms by 350%. Next team is Elisha's team. So I'm going to pair Elisha with Monarchs. So we do need to keep Eudora in the team. It is what it is. They are a fantastic pair and should not be overlooked. But what we can do, jump into Monarchs and see what other Monarchs that we do have available. So we could go with a Mystifier Monarchs to get the additional damage in, or we can go with Glorian Monarchs as well. So we could go something like this. We could go something like this, but what I want to do is I want to split up. Let's split these guys up. You can also go with Doom Monarchs as well, which actually is quite fun. But what I don't want to do is have too many of those Monarchs on the same team. So what we can do is we will pop in another Monarch, but this time an Ethereal's Monarch. So we've got Talinas, Dorabella, Lillian Leah, Eudora, and Elisha. So this way, we do have the 4 Monarchs that we need in order to proc that. We have 3 Glacians, we have 3 Glorians as well. We have 2 Lightseekers in the form of Lillian Leah and Dorabella. We have 2 Celestials, only 1 Deviant, unfortunately. So let's have a quick check on deviance, by the way, and find out. We could potentially use Astrid to pair up with Elisha, because we do kind of want that shielding right at the very start. But I'm going to be using Astrid elsewhere, so we'll keep it as is at the moment. We've got our 2 Ethereal Monarchs, we've got our 2 Gloria Monarchs, and Eudora as well. Now runes, sorry, relics for them. There aren't really many Ethereal Glorian Monarchs. Monarchs, relics, unfortunately. So what we'll do, we'll go shielding. We will go with kind of want an increase in crit rate as well. So we'll go with the Excalibur, and then the only other chrono relic for Ethereals is the scales as well. So that should play into what we're trying to do here. So we will go with our Ethereal relic, 350% attack for Ethereals, and now we're moving on to Gaia. Gaia is a tough one, but she does need to be paired up with, where have you gone? Lancelot. Now these two as a combination work so well together. It doesn't seem fair. It really doesn't seem fair when they are paired together, especially if you pop Astrid on the team. Now I'm not going to pop Astrid on the team. I don't think it's a very good idea to throw all your eggs in one basket. Astrid can run a team by herself, effectively. But what we will do is we will look to run a Dooms team, and I'm going to stick these 3 on. Unfortunately, well, tell you what we'll do, we will pop Astrid in this one. And the reason for that is the Monarch synergy. So, Halissa, Merlin, and Astrid, all 3 of them Monarchs. Halissa's runes say that she needs 3 Monarchs on the team in order for her to increase those Monarchs' health by 300%. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pop in our Mystifiers 350% here, and then we'll jump in with Underworld Key. We will go with Plague Bow. Bear with me. Sorry about that. I just had to cough. And Night's Edge as well. So that is that team all sorted. Now we've got Talos and Dullahan. Let's go ahead and have a look at what other Monarchs we have available. So we do have Sandra, and then what I think I might do as well is pop in Audrey and pop in Lee as well. Now the reason I'm not going with Macaria and Vittoria is just because I don't have the proof of Valianters. So for me it's kind of pointless having those 2 in the team, just because we do want to maximize our team's effectiveness and efficiency. If I had proof of Valianters, I would definitely go ahead and choose that. Now I think we can go ahead and choose Crown here. I think we'll choose Book, and then we can choose yeah, shame really. But what I think I'm going to do is, where have you gone? Let's pop you in. So I'll do it like this. Now it's not super efficient, but we have a very limited amount of relics. So what we will do here, I'm going to increase max HP because we've got 5 Monarchs on the team. So I'm going to increase HP by 100% for each of them. Enchanters. Now, enchanters are very difficult, to say the least, because they're not great. Now, this is one team that I have been working with. Lachesis, Arkdina, and Dio-chan all here. There is another enchanters team within the current format, and it is this or this. Now, I think this is going to be better for us. I'm going to pop Hallows down here at the back. So we do have our 2 Glorians, technically 3. We have 5 Enchanters and we have 3 Dooms as well. So let's go ahead and pop in our Dooms relics. Go with Whirling Blade, and then we'll pop you in. So hopefully we'll have enough reflect rate and high enough attack to reflect back attackers, damage, and also power through. You can also go with ethereals as well. You could technically put Eudora in that team, but I'm not going to. I don't think it's a good idea. Right, okay, so we've got protectors now. Now I do typically I would build a 5 protectors team. I have been playing around with this team. You can also use Baal as well. He is a Doom, and he is a Protector, and he is a Deviant as well. So, you know, you can technically use him, but I'm not going to choose Baal over Katrina. Katrina is fully kitted out. She's got full red runes, all level 100. And we need an Ethereal's starting relic. So we'll go with you. We will go with Gord, and we don't have. We only have one more of these chronal relics. So instead of that, what we'll do is we already used up Whirling Blade as well. What a pain. Okay, we'll pop Scissors in there, or whatever they are. We will go with increase attack by 50%, or I think first 3 rounds of battle take less damage. I think we'll take that. Pop Lamia. A lot of people like to run Lamia here so that she's more protected. I've also found running Lamia in this spot as well works out very well, because it's either this first front spot here, or this back middle slot here that gets hit the most. But I think what we'll do is pop it like this, and then we can pop Madeline down here. We'll pop Madeline behind here because she's going to summon her dragon. And I think we'll switch Wukong, and we'll switch Karnak as well, because Karnak is going to provide that healing. Katrina there to bolster the attack. Now we've got 2 Avengers here. We do need a final Avenger, and we also need to see what other monarchs we have available. So, bear with me. We do have 1 other monarch, technically 2 other monarchs, so we could go something like this. So we have Macaria, Aphrodite, and Victoria. We have Mavis. Now I think I might do, let's have a look on here, and we can potentially put Leandra in as well, because Leandra will double the number of on-death triggers that trigger. So effectively, we should have a relatively sweet team. I know she's a protector, and she's not technically a monarch, and we could instead have Albert in this spot. Yeah, it's just the problem is, I don't want to do that, if I'm honest, because I just don't have proof. If I had proof of proof of Valianters, I would 100% do it. If I had proof of Avengers, I would 100% do it. But it looks like we just don't have the capacity at the moment. So we can pop Albert in here. You know what? I will. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then we need another Avenger in. I suppose we could use Albert, but I don't think so. I'm going to use Sal in this slot. So then we can go ahead and use you, and you. In fact, I'm going to take these out because we still need this 8th team. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Right, okay. Let's take these 2 out. And let's just go full Avengers. Let's go full Avengers. Let's take Sal out, and we'll pop these 3 in. Pop in Janet over here. Aphrodite over here. Pop Mavis in his front slot, and then we can go ahead and... Do I have a 9th team? I do. So we just need this 8th team. We need 2 more units on that 8th team, so... let's go ahead and find our Avengers. We'll go with Chest, go with Sphere, and we'll go with Hand of Tyr as well. We need to find our Avengers artifact, which is right there. And then we need 2 more on this team. Who do we have left? Strikers wise. Not too many. If I'm honest, who do we have phantoms wise? Not too many. And protectors. We have Gwyn. So let's go with Gwyn and let's have a look at what Glorians we have left. Not too many, to be honest. We do have technically another protector, so we can go with Marina, and we get the 3 protectors plus Atrops as well. Go with you. Go with Mirror, and we can go with Blade. There we go. Let's do it this way around. Pop in our Valianters. Yep, there we go. Valianters. Then 9, we are technically already sorted on this one. So go with you. And there we go. So there's our teams that we've built. We do need one for this one. And I guess healing will do because we do have our ethereals. Now what I want to do is just check what red relics I've got left. So we have shield, we have banner, and we have you as well. So let's go ahead and check and see if we can replace any relics on here. I think we can go ahead and replace relics over here. And we will go with banner, we'll go with shield, and we'll pop crown in there as well. So something like this should be absolutely fine. Here we go. So we can take you out. So we can take you out here. Pop in you. There we go. Save. That's fine. Think. Let's see what we have left. Nothing. Okay. So we do need you. What do we have left here? Nothing. And then you. Yeah. So those are the best relics for the job, I think. No more red relics left over. Use them all up. That seems fine. So let's jump into this battle, see how we do, and then that's where we'll end the video. Yeah, we'll take it from there. So fighting Azu here. Azu, very powerful, very good contributor as well. So just something to keep in mind. He does a lot of the guides on the channel, or on the Discord anyway. This might take a little bit longer than I thought. One sec.
Undying light.
Sorry about that. And and I am back. So it looks like this team is it's taken a loss. And again, it is all down to Aphrodite. Aphrodite being the most broken unit in PvP. There's just not much you can do about it, to be fair. I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? Can't stun her. Can't do anything. She just got to keep ultimating and ultimating and ultimating. And there's going to be a new unit as well coming out, an Avenger. Oh, not an Avenger. I believe it's a Glorian, something like that. And she is going to do ultimate after ultimate after ultimate as well. I don't know what they were thinking with Aphrodite. I really don't. Just a piece of work, I tell you now. It is not great. I don't like the way she does things. I don't like the way she is as a character, as a unit. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, Azuz was testing teams before, so we'll see if these teams work out. We'll see if Eudora just dies straight away. We do get the HP increases, which is absolutely massive. We get this additional shielding as well. So, ooh, flip it out. What was that? Oh, it was yeah, okay. So the tactic behind this team is Lily and Leah need to ultimate as much as possible, effectively. And then Dorabella to ultimate as well. So like that, but unfortunately, just missed every single attack on the way out. It is what it is. Yeah, very high dodge on this team.
This place is for the dead. Nature's blessings. OMNIHEROES. Burn to ashes.
No, I didn't use Seraphina. Unbelievable.
OMNIHEROES. Tremble before the storm.
Oh, so close to death, Tamanas. So close.
Burn to ashes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of this. So thanks very much for watching. I do hope you have a fantastic day, and let me know how it goes.